Mr. Apampa,
Yes.
congratulations on this milestone.
Thank you.
No code, machine learning, and AI.
Yes.
You are the CEO of an NGO. You are the father of 2 daughters. You travel all around the world for anti-corruption work. You spend at least 2 hours every night from October till now studying this from MIT.
Professional education, yeah.
We want to know how in the world were you able to find time to do all of these things and still come on top in your certification? What is the secret?
The first is a mindset. And the first is a principle that I always say. You have time for what you make time. You will never have enough time in the day. But if you prioritize what is important to you, and then you organize everything else around it, then you will achieve it. I learned that from Stephen Covey. It's one of the 7 habits of highly effective people from Stephen Covey. Put all the big rocks in the cup first, and then put all the small ones in, shake it, it will fill. But if you pour all the small rocks first, then try and fit the big ones, you will never get them into the same container. So it's always important to make time for what is important to you.
What does this mean for the integrity organization, what you have achieved?
Now, you're getting me really excited because normal statistical analysis and everything, people, yes, they're presented with historical data. They look at the historical data, they try and make sense of the historical data, and that's as far as they go. So given the data, they try to find out something as a result of the data. Good. Machine learning goes the other opposite way. You have the inputs, you have the outputs. Especially when there's a lot of data. I'm talking about millions and millions of records, or even thousands and thousands of records. What are the rules? How did X generate Y? That is machine learning. So all the algorithms you develop to get the machine to be able to understand how X leads to Y. Good. If you understand that, then you know if we're looking at Nigeria's corruption levels, and you're looking at all that input, and you're looking at the outputs, the poor outcomes we're getting and so on, what in all of the data we've got on public procurement, on the way we've done our budgeting, on the controls we've had, how we make our decision making between the executive and the legislative arms of government, how people come out of elections, which party is in power, whether they are civilian or military, all of those factors. Now, can the system learn any rules between the two? How putting in all of the money and everything in leads to those poor outcomes that we're getting? If you can learn those rules, then you'll be able to learn the patterns and the things that actually continue to perpetrate the corruption. And probably your interventions could be more specific and more direct. So you can imagine my excitement at what is now possible. That's the first thing. The second thing for integrity, and which is the AI part, is that yes, machine learning is a child of AI, but now building prompts where ordinary people can start to inquire about their government, and we're building systems that help enlighten them, that they can get the answer. Just as you're using ChatGPT, you can actually create a very private GPT that is trained on how to overcome corruption in Nigeria, what you need to do. So can you imagine, along with me, what kinds of things we can do for the next 10 years? And if we have an integrity institute that is training young people on leadership and corruption prevention, how rich the content can be because of this understanding of exactly how to be very specific and very direct on what you can do. And with machine learning and AI, the emphasis is always on actionable insights. What are those very specific things that I can do now that can give me the success I'm looking for? So it breaks the future open and creates new vistas for us as an organization.
Now, as a young person watching you, what advice will you give them?
It starts with being inspired. So when I feel that way, the first thing I do, I get a blank sheet of paper and I inspire myself again by looking at what is my vision? Where do I want to go? What am I doing right now? How does it take me where I want to go? And when I rehearse it and I see my way through and find a path again that leads there, I start to get excited and energized. You have to be able to excite yourself, energize yourself, and then you find the energy to start removing the clutter. That no, this is not necessary, and you rearrange and reorganize your priorities and decide that no, this is more important than this. I really, really want to get here, and you remove the clutter. You get a focus on where you want to go, and as you start to move there and you see your progress, it reinforces itself. And that's where you find the energy from. Otherwise, you feel lethargic and unable to get up. But if you're clear about where you're going, so the secret is in having a clear vision of where you want to get to. And that's where the energy comes from.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Apampa. Thank you and congratulations again. Congrats.
Thank you.